Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Drew Albert, and I have the distinct honor of serving as Sam's best man tonight. When I first put pen to paper, my initial thought was, man, this is going to be the easiest speech ever. All I have to do is go up there, roast Sam for a few minutes, and sit back down. But then I thought, Sam's a good guy. He wouldn't do that to me. But I'm going to do it anyway. As one of Sam's most tenured friends, I've seen some things. Namely, I've seen some hairstyles. The glorious Afro stage, a lot of street cred. And my personal favorite, the 8th grade chemically straightened chili bowl. Not as much street cred. Karen, I don't know what you were thinking with that one. That's crazy. Okay. You've come a long way, Sam, especially in the common sense department. There are a handful of Sam stories that belong in the Cistercian Hall of Fame, and I'd be remiss in my duty if I didn't share one of my favorites. So to set the scene, we're in, call it 9th grade. There's 6 of us, and we're toilet papering a girl's house, Reagan Elliott. So we had completed our masterpiece, and we're like, we should call her and tell her, look outside and see her reaction. Who doesn't have her number? Sam doesn't. Perfect. Sam, this is easy. All I have to do is call her, say, hey, Reagan, take a look outside. Whatever you do, don't tell her it's you. The phone rings, Reagan answers, and Sam delivers his iconic line. Hey, Reagan, it's Sam. And of course, high school stories would be incomplete without talking about the W. It was really a clutch setup. The way it worked was Garrett, Will, and I would tell our dear mothers, hey, we're going to Sam's house, play some video games, have some popcorn, have a nice little night. And then we would tell Mr. and Mrs. Souryal, Dr. Souryal, hey, we're going to the W to watch a game, have some wings, pop some popcorn. And as soon as we got up there, the party was on, and everyone was invited. Needless to say, we peaked early. Well, maybe everyone but Sam, because you're sure as hell peaking right now, buddy. I mean, Ashley, I don't know what got into this guy. What'd you do to him? I mean, you've unlocked a side of him that we didn't know existed. No, seriously. So our spring break cruise, the four of us went with Mrs. Souryal and Mrs. Aris, and the last dinner of the cruise, we all went around and tried to guess the order that the boys would be married. The results were unanimous. Sam was last. I was apparently first to wed, followed by Will, then Garrett, then Sam. Sam furiously stormed back to his room and scribbled in his diary, I will show them. Okay, I made that last part up. But Sam, you have showed us. You've showed us undying loyalty, generosity, work ethic, and one of the best attitudes I've ever seen. It's racking my brain, and the kid doesn't have bad days, even when he shuts down I-35 during rush hour traffic. He's done that. Whether it's playing tennis together, having dinner at the Souryals, watching a game, or camping out at Ice House, I leave each time thankful for Sam's friendship over the years. And I know he feels the same way, especially at Ice House, because without fail, about 2 or 3 hours into it, Sam will lean back in his chair, take a swig of his goblet of beer, and say, man, this is just the best. And I'm so glad you found such a catch in Ashley. I was in D.C. when you first started dating, and now Sam's never been one to broadcast his relationship status on social media. He barely has social media. But every now and then I would hop on Facebook and I'd see tag pictures of Sam at a nice steakhouse. Sam at a vineyard with a flight of wine. Sam reading to a second grade classroom of children. All of a sudden, this guy's Mr. Suavemente pulling out all the moves, and I'm thinking to myself, could it be? And as soon as I got back to Dallas and saw them in action, it was clear as day. Sam, you bring out the very best in Ashley, and Ashley, you bring out the very best in Sam. Together, you are each other's best friends. I could not have picked a better opening song. Clear and simple, you make each other better, and I'm honored to be front seat watching it. To Sam and Ashley.
Big round of applause.